Good afternoon. It's great to be here with you for week 2 of Global Success Month. Did you know that LIBOR has been appointed Ambassador Association to SIRA since 2018? What does that mean? The National Association of Realtors Ambassador Association program is designed to enhance member connections to real estate opportunities and share associations' best practices around the world. NAR appoints a partner state or local realtor association to each of its international partner countries. The Ambassador Association works closely with the global ambassador assigned to that country and NAR's global coordinator for that part of the world. Today, we are joined by a very special person, Marissa Kagan. She's the NAR Global Ambassador to Spain, Italy, and Portugal. Throughout the webinar, you can post your questions or comments in the chat and the Q&A feature to be addressed later. We'll also be presenting a video program by Francis Fernandez, who is the CEO for the Spanish International Realty Alliance and also a member of the executive committee for UCI and in Spain. So a little bit about Marissa. Marissa is originally from New York and has relocated to Las Vegas. She's a seasoned professional with 3 decades of experience in show business before transitioning to real estate in 2013. Driven by a passion for empowering others, she helps people build wealth through property transactions. Marissa's commitment to excellence extends to ongoing education. She holds the prestigious designations including CRS, CRETS, SRS, and CIPS. As the National Association of Realtors Global Ambassador for Spain, Italy, and Portugal, Marissa's global perspectives and ability to connect with diverse clients make her a standout in the industry. Please welcome Marissa.
Hey, by the way, AI wrote that bio, so it's not me. I hate writing about myself. Hello, everybody. I'm Marissa Kagan, and I'm coming to you from Las Vegas, which, by the way, we had about 50 plus Spaniards attend a conference here. Is anybody a CRS out there? Put it in the chat. I want to hear if you have a CRS designation. If you don't, you should get it. It's a great designation. It was one of the first that I started. It takes a while, but I love that designation. Well, anyway, so CRS is a big deal in Spain. In fact, we have about 1,000 members in Spain that hold the CRS designation. So that's pretty cool. That means that these are agents that understand our way of doing business. They understand how to work with American clients. And there is a difference between real estate transactions in Spain versus here. So the fact that they can actually help educate their clients, knowing what they normally go through and what might be different is really helpful. And I think makes a big difference. I know that with confidence, when I send someone to one of our partners in Spain to take care of a client, that they'll be well taken care of. So how the heck did I end up as global ambassador? So I'm going to tell you with a little slideshow. I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully this works. Here we go. Let's see, how do I do this? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to do a slideshow because when I do, for some reason, it just like goes on my other screen and I don't know how to fix it. So I put this little thing together just to explain what the program is. So basically, there's a global mission for NAR. NAR connects our members to over 100 countries, and it's our Realtor brand, which helps them express to their clients that they're a cut above, that they're not, a lot of countries that we work with don't even have real estate licensure. So you have to understand that, you know, our education, our code of ethics, the way that we bring this to the world really helps them in their own markets. So we have a bifold focus. In the United States, we help local and state realtors build awareness about diversity. So cultural diversity, so important in our everyday work. And through the global program, I really believe we build on that. because it's not just about one or two, it's about so many different cultures, so many different countries. And outside of the United States, we focus on making real estate markets more accessible to our clients and to our agents. You know, when you think that 10% of your database is going to end up buying a property in another country, mind blown, right? Why would you leave that on the table? Why not refer that to an agent in another country that you know is a good agent because they've been vetted by the National Association of Realtors? So to that end, global ambassadors kind of play a key role in maintaining and developing those relationships. So the objectives of the global ambassador: well, we want to promote ethical real estate practices and the realtor network and the value of being an international realtor member. We help our bilateral partners. Our bilateral partners are actually the associations or educational institutes in other countries that NAR has struck a contract with or a deal with to be our partner, NAR partner in that region. We help them understand these partnerships and what is available to them in the form of education, our tools, our products, our services. And we help maximize engagement between NAR and them, and access to their ability and willingness to work with NAR. And we just try to be a resource for domestic and international members on both sides of the ocean. So the global ambassadors are practicing agents in the United States. I believe there's 27 of us. And you could see, it's kind of small print, but Andorra, France, most people have 2 or 3, some have 4 countries that they represent. I actually have 3 amazing countries. Spain is a rock star in global circles. It really is. I'm so proud to be their partner and to work with LIBOR with them. So here we have, also above me, there's a global coordinator for Western Europe. There's 5 of them that stretch all of the globe. You've got North America, Central America, and Caribbean. You've got South America, Asian Pacific, Western Europe, and Central and Eastern Europe, which also now covers Middle East and Africa. In each of these regions, that global coordinator, because there's transition, global coordinators tend to be in their position about 4 or 5 years. It's something that's renewed yearly though, so there's no guarantee if you get appointed that you're going to get renewed. So basically, if you don't screw up, you get renewed. If you screw up, you're not coming back. So I'm grateful that I've been appointed 3 times now since 2022. It's an honor and a privilege to represent our 1.5 now or 1.48? I don't know what the number is today, but our 1.5, let's call it, million members, and help them whenever they have a question about any of those countries. So what's an ambassador association? Well, Pat talked about it in the beginning. Ambassador associations are actually appointed by NAR. So NAR, it's not like every association gets to kind of pick a country that they want to represent. NAR kind of decides, does this Global Business Council have what it takes to represent NAR globally? So it's a huge honor just in itself to be appointed an ambassador association. So LIBOR, bravo for being an ambassador association for so long. So we have 110 real estate associations in 75 countries. And so the associations and the bilateral partners, which are cooperating associations, they have an agreement, and the ambassador associations there to kind of help with organization contact for association. There are events coming up later in the year that I know some people will be attending in Spain. I highly encourage you to go if you can. Spain is amazing. I love it. Of course, my grandfather was from Spain, so I'm a little bit biased, so the ambassador associations, there's various different levels of engagement and involvement, but what I've seen LIBOR do has been amazing. I've seen you every year at Emocionante, and which is the equivalent of their NAR Next. They do their conference once a year in June 20th and 21st. And by the way, not only is LIBOR an ambassador association, but LIBOR also has gotten the Platinum Global Achievement Program Award. This was part of a letter that was sent to them for that achievement, and that's a huge honor. In order to achieve the platinum level, you have to go through a lot and do a lot. And this global success stories that they do are part of, what it takes to be a successful global program. And so my hat's off to you because you're doing an incredible job. So the global program meets twice a year at the legislative meeting, which is coming up in May, and at NAR Next. And we have global meetings. As a global ambassador, I'm an automatic member of the Global Alliances Advisory Board. So its purpose is to provide guidance in the operation of this global network. So we come to these meetings, we get educated about what's going on in all of the markets all over the world. So even though I only represent Italy, Portugal, and Spain, by being a part of this program, I'm really getting an education and can help agents understand. And if I don't have the answer in a particular country, I know who to go to for those answers. So what are my responsibilities? Well, the global ambassador should be prepared to share information, data about the prospective countries. So my contact information is out there. My email address is on nar.realtor in the global area, my phone number. And yes, I get messengered, I get text messages, I get phone calls with questions about Italy, Spain, or Portugal. And it's an honor to help connect those dots. It's not monetized. I don't get paid for it. I'm not getting any sort of referral fee if I help one of you amazing LIBOR agents place one of your clients with an agent there. So by all means, call me because I'm here to help make you shine. That's the whole role. So the other thing that we do is, besides attending those global conferences, is also we attempt to go to the cooperating association conferences as well. And this is happening June 20th and 21st in Valencia this year. So UCI is kind of the bank that helps promote SIRA, and it's an amazing thing that they did, because Spain's story is, I'm going to let Francis's video cover SIRA and the creation of SIRA, but it's quite amazing what they have accomplished. The level of education, the commitment, the professionalism that I see from all of the agents I've ever met through SIRA is just, it's mind-blowing. It's just really the best, la crème de la crème. So other things that we do, there's a lot of boring stuff that we do, but I have to do quarterly market reports. Sometimes if people are in the country, I have to host them or try to, meet up with them. Oh, for like when Sierra's celebration was happening at Las Vegas at the Caesar's Palace, 50 plus agents came into town. And I thought, okay, well, this is an opportunity to show off the properties here in Vegas. So the day before the conference, we had an all-day event. We had a bus, and we went to our association where our president, president-elect, presidents of other organizations like NAREP, and also CRS, the president of Nevada, came, and it was really great. We had a breakfast, and we just basically showered them with love and attention, and had a little bit of presentations there. And then we got on the bus, and I showed them two beautiful developments in Las Vegas, one in the total tip-top northwest of Las Vegas called Sky Canyon, a Toll Brothers development. They were blown away. They were like walking through there, going like, and people, when you do these things, you really don't know how much of it's going to end up in maybe a transaction, but there were a couple people that were like wanting to buy when they went and saw what was up there. And then we got on the bus and went all the way around Vegas, which has grown a lot since I've moved here in 2010. But there's a corridor that we passed through that was a commercial corridor, and Omar Lopez, who's an amazing commercial agent, actually gave them a wonderful history of the commercial and what was going on, and Switch and Raiders Stadium and the new studio that they're going to build for film. And like, he just did an amazing job for like 25 minutes just talking in Spanish about like everything to do with commercial. And then we ended up at Blue Heron. I don't know if you guys know Blue Heron, but they're just gorgeous luxury on Lake Las Vegas. Yes, we have a lake in Las Vegas, and it looks a little like Italy, the way that they built it. So it's very Italian. And we showed them a couple of amazing properties there at the shoreline. And yeah, and then we ended up at a little quaint restaurant off of the lake bringing in, seeing the sundown, sunset, sorry, sunsetting. Sometimes my Spanish comes in my head. The sunset and having a glass of wine and enjoying each other's company. So it was an amazing day, and I'm really glad and privileged I was able to do that. But those are kind of some of the stuff that as a global ambassador, if you have the opportunity to do, you try to do. And then the global ambassador communicates with their ambassador association. So Evan and I and Pat earlier in the year got on a call and talked about what we're doing. And I'm so sorry that Francis couldn't be here in person today, but he was able to do a video, so that's what you're going to see. And is there anything else I missed? Oh, there's one more slide. Annual reports, understanding what memorandums of understanding are. Oh, okay. So by the way, just because Spain is your country doesn't mean you can't have relationships with other countries. So you'll see from time to time, and I'm sure Pat's got a lineup for the year of other presentations. So I'm sure you're going to hear about a lot of other countries and how to do business all over the world. So the thing that I found so key about global, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen, is that I think that the conception is a little bit off. I think the conception is like you got to speak a lot of languages, you've got to like have, be like a million-mile United Airlines person, like whatever, like you travel a lot. Not necessarily. You can be very, very knowledgeable. And I think really COVID is what I credit my involvement in global, because I got my CIPS in 2019. I got pinned in San Francisco. Then the whole world shut down. So what do you do when the world shuts down? Get involved in what you can. So I started really getting involved in FIAPSI, which is another international organization out of France. I got involved in a lot of organizations virtually. I met a lot of people virtually. And then when the world opened up again, yeah, I did start traveling a bit more, but you can do a lot in global without ever leaving your home. There's just
Marissa, I could not agree more with your point. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
no.
when COVID hit, we started doing all those webinars where we were featuring different countries, and for global real estate, it opened a lot of opportunities because a lot of people were scared to be on a Zoom or to talk virtually with someone, and it really made everyone a lot more comfortable speaking and meeting people at a great distance.
Right? I mean, it really, I think it helped our program, and I think it just helped a lot of people think outside the box. You don't have to fly somewhere to be able to learn about another culture or another. My daughter's was in online school during COVID. They have virtual field trips where they go. They went to Guatemala and on the top of Pacaya. I mean, what kid learns about like volcanoes in other countries like as part of the curriculum? So there's a lot you can do just from your home. I encourage you to get involved. In fact, if you're on this webinar, that I'm preaching to the choir, but tell your friends about it. Tell your friends about it, because there's just so much to learn, and it's just another tool to have on your tool belt. So that when that client, oh my God, yesterday I got my blood drawn. Can you hear? I've got a cold and allergies, but they're testing for what allergies I have. But the lady that took my blood, we're talking, and she said, well, my brother, they bought a property in Panama, but they're not really feeling it, so they're about to go buy a place in Spain. And I'm thinking I want to do the same thing. And I was like, well, it just so happens I know people in Spain, so gave her my card and stuff. But this is the lab tech at Quest. I mean, so seriously, stop thinking it's something for the elite few to do and it's just a write-off. No, that's not what this is about. This is about being able to help people. And I'm grateful that I get to do what I do, and I get to help people buy their primary homes, their second homes, their vacation homes, their investment properties. So kudos to LIBOR. Thank you for having me on. And if anybody ever has any questions, I'll make sure, maybe I'll put my email and stuff in the chat. Is that cool? I'll put my contact info in there. Sounds good. That's all I got.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Marissa. Unfortunately, Francis Fernandez was not able to be with us today, but as Marissa mentioned, he was able to record a video that we would like to share. Pat, would you like to introduce him real quick, and then we'll start the video?
Sure. Francis Fernandez is the CEO of SIRA, which is the Spanish International Realty Alliance. Francis is a CRS, a member of the executive committee for UCI, received the Management Development Program accreditation PDD by IESE, the Graduate Business School of the University of Navarra. He has 30 years experience in the finance and real estate industries. Francis also served as a CEO for Compra Casa Network and a regional manager for GMAC and UCI. He's a real estate instructor with specialties in business initiatives and a good friend to LIBOR. So, on with his program.
Iris, Kay, Isabel. Wow, LIBOR is my family, because there is a lot of, I had a lot of opportunities to share, to spend time with you. And when I went to New York, is my second home now, and it's a pleasure for me to stay here. Thank you very much. So I'm going to share with you a presentation about the Spanish real estate market, or the Spanish economy situation in general, because I think it's important for us to know how is our country, how is running business here, and what is the situation in general, and what kind of opportunities you have to send buyers or sellers to our members. SIRA has now around 800 international realtors. Spain is one of the most, our group is one of the most, one of the biggest group of international realtor members out of the US. We have around 1,100 CRS members. You know, we start our business 16 years ago, and during these years, we had more than 8,000 students that passed for our education programs. We have the focus in education, improving the skills of the real estate professionals here in our country and in Portugal too. So I'm going to share my presentation. If someone wants the document, I'm going to send it to Ivan, so you can ask him, and for sure he's going to share with you. Okay, let's start. Why Spain now? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I used a presentation similar like that, and I call it Why Spain? Okay, why Spain? Why to buy here? Why to invest in our country? And I used a similar presentation, and I changed the title. Said Why Spain now? No. Why Spain in this 2023? Okay, so I used a study that my business school, named IESE in Barcelona, made every year about the opinion of the CEOs and presidents of the foreign companies that are in our country. So they ask about some items, some topics to these persons, and they measure the level of satisfaction of these companies staying here in Spain. They ask for the topics like the labor market, regulation environment, market size, cost, transactions. You have this slide. You can see in this slide that they valorate very well the level of our infrastructure, the quality of life for their workers, the market size, the good human capital for their companies. Let's make focus in these topics. And if we compare the 2020, the study that they launched in 2021, in comparison with the 2022, the the most valuable for them to invest here and to establish their companies here in Spain is the level of the quality of our infrastructures. Really, the government of Spain made a huge effort during the last 14 years, investing in airports, in ports, roads, high-speed trains, many of the infrastructure that are made easy for those companies to stay here. The labor market has a very good valuation too. The market size because Spain has around 50 million people, and there is around 72 million people, 72 million of tourists that are visiting our country during the last year. So this is a big market for companies that are made in goods and services here. Okay, the quality of life is one of our strengths too. So in order to make focus in infrastructures, they really evaluate the high level of our airports, roads, telecommunications, ports, high level of qualification of our labor and infrastructures of high-speed train too. Okay. They ask about the evolution of the workforce, the forecast for the next year, and nothing changed if we compare. Nothing changed dramatically if we compare with the other years. Excuse me. Sorry. Obviously, the Ukraine war is impacting in our economy and in the economy around the world. So the 93% of the companies are feeling that the war of Ukraine is impacting in the economy. Only the 7% of these CEOs and presidents are thinking that the impact is low. So 93% feel that the war of Ukraine is impacting in their activity, mainly because the cost of the energy is rising. There are lack of supplies, problem with logistic distribution. They lose customers because obviously we close our relationships with the Russian market. The Ukrainian market is not in the best conditions. In order, if I may focus in the energy cost, in the case of Spain and Portugal, you know, we are in the south of Europe. So the gas that we consume is not mainly from Russia. Countries like Denmark, Germany, UK even, they are very dependent of the gas, the Russian gas. In our case, in the south of Europe, we have suppliers like Algeria, Morocco, countries in the north of Africa. With one, we have a very good relationship. So in this case, our energy cost is not impacting like in the center or in the north of Europe. Really, we have a very low cost of the energy. I don't know why they put in this barometer that they are concerned about the energy cost, because it's not really impacting in the economy in the families and in the industries. Okay. Reasons for setting up a company here. Okay, good geographical situation. You know, we are in the south of Europe. We are the door to Europe for many companies that want to establish in our country. The local market is big. Access to other markets for many companies that want to establish in Spain. They are thinking not only work for Spain. They are thinking to make business with France, Italy, other countries that are not very fast of us. Infrastructures, labor cost, okay, things that I explained in the last slides. You know, the ESG compromise is present now in the economy, and the governments are working very hard to make the ESG goals in the economy and society in general. So our government and our country is working hard in gender equality, good health and well-being, climate action, responsible consumption and production, where industries are working in this way, clean energy, good, decent work and economic growth. Well, the compromise of our government and our country is very strong with ESG targets. Okay. Factors that favoring the development of sustainability strategy in Spain is because there is a strong employee awareness about this topic. Consumers, the awareness of consumers is high too. Responsible supplier behavior and client behavior, regulations align with sustainability goals, and a high level of infrastructures that prioritize sustainability transport, like high-speed train and things like that. One of the most evaluated topic is the quality of life. Spain is a very safe country. You can go, people that are in the webinar that visiting, that have been here, you know that you can work anywhere, and the feeling of safety is very high. The healthcare, our healthcare system is one of the most efficient in the world. It's easy for expatriates to be integrated. The cost of living is increasing, but if you compare with the US or other countries in the north of Europe, living in Spain is cheaper than the main number of these countries. And there is a good leisure and culture here in Spain. Okay, this is let's go to the real estate market. Okay, this chart shows us the blue line is the average of the profitability of the investment in real estate here. Is the 4%, is very, very, very stable profitability. It depends on the kind of property you are going to invest. Obviously, you know, if you take more risk buying apartments in areas, more risky, you can have maybe a 6-7% of profitability. If you buy a retail property in one of the most known streets in Madrid, Barcelona, or wherever, the profitability for this kind of investment maybe is around 2.5, 3. but the average is around 4% of profitability. Okay. I thought I found this chart yesterday looking for the opinion about our cities to be an expat, and was a nice surprise for me. I know that Valencia, where our friend Isabel Fenocrati now is living, so in the chart, Valencia is now the best city for expats in the top 10. The fifth one is Madrid. The fourth is Lisbon. So very proud about our cities because they are good. They have a good score for expats that wants to move to our country. Barcelona is in the 14 in a best situation that New York, that is a very good city to live to. But okay, this is the chart. Okay. The Forbes review said that Valencia is one of the, this is in Spanish, sorry, la mejor ciudad del mundo, the best city to live for Forbes in this study. Okay, Malaga is one of other hotspots now, with a huge investment in tech, for tech companies that are establishing there. There is a hub, tech hub, that is attracting a lot of high qualified professionals around Europe, and for sure from the US too. Okay, this is, excuse me, because it's in Spanish, but I'm going to translate. We made every quarter barometer. This is the barometer of SIRA and UCI. And we asked to our members, our real estate agents in general, how they feel the market. Okay, every quarter we ask how you feel the market, how is your perception, and for the future, for the next 3 months. In the case of buyers, compradores, número de clientes compradores, the number of customers, buyer customers, okay? The number of customers that wants to buy is, if you can see in the chart that in the last part of the 2022 is going to decrease in the last 2 quarters. Obviously, the increase of the interest rate, the increase of the impact of the Ukrainian war, maybe that impact in the mindset of the buyers, and they said, okay, let's stop our project, let's see what is going to happen. But the feeling for the next 3 months is that maybe there is a little increase in this kind of customers. So, okay, the market for buyers is not for the number of buyers is not as good as in the first part of the 2022. In the other side, the number of clientes vendedores is owners, okay? Owners that wants to sell a property. They have feeling more stable around 60%, and the feeling for the next 3 months, the 68% of the real estate agents that are participating in the study, more than 500 participate, 68% are thinking that maybe they are going to see an increase, okay? An increase in the number of sellers. Why? Maybe no, for sure, because they are thinking that the owners are going to have more difficulties to sell by themselves their properties. In Spain, around 30-35% of the transactions are done without an agent, is for sale by owner. So when the market is harder, obviously the owner needs the help of a professional. This is maybe the reason why they feel their feeling is that they are going to increase in the number of sellers. Okay. Other topic that we ask them is about the número de personas, is number of people that are going to work in the agency, the team, okay, the team of the agency, trabajan en la agencia are working in the agency. The team of the agency, maybe because they don't think that the impact of the impact of to have less transactions is not going to impact the same in their agencies. The 92% are thinking that they are going to maintain the number of agents in their agencies. Even a little part of them are thinking in increase the number of agents. Okay, so maybe the market in general is not going to be as good as in the last year, but the opportunity for agents is to help these owners that the last year maybe they sold their home in the figure of for sale by owner. This year they are going to need the help of a professional. Okay. Okay, the feeling about the price of the properties, okay, around 44%, they think the prices are going to be stable or with a little increase. You know, real estate is local. It depends on the place you work, but more than the 50%, 55 think that maybe the price are going to be stable or with a small correction, correction down. Okay. So this is the evolution of the Euribor. The Euribor is the index that the Central Bank of Europe used for mortgage and for other kind of loans. But in the case of the mortgage, you can see that we started 2022 with a negative rate around a half of point. So the mortgage, you can contract a mortgage in the last in January of 2022. You can sign a mortgage around 1% fixed for 20-30 years. So now the interest rate for a mortgage in Spain is around 3-4%. So it's a huge increase that impact mainly in first home buyers or families that need a high loan to value to buy the home. So this kind of buyers are going to leave the market to the project to buy a home, and mainly they are going to the rental market. This is the reason why the profitability of the rentals is increasing dramatically, and in many of our cities now the profitability of a flat, if you want to buy a flat and rent it, is easy to have a 5, 6, 7% of profitability, as I comment in the first slides. Okay, so the market is changing. There are less buyers, more rentals, and maybe not. This is because the interest rate is rising, the inflation is rising too, and so the families can afford a home in the same situation than that in the last 10 years. Okay. This is the evolution of the increase of the price of the properties, residential properties. We had the peak in the 2004, before the Lehman Brothers and the last crisis. You can see that the peak was in 2004. So the increase, okay, not the price. The peak of the price was in 2007. So this is the evolution of the incremento annual, is the annual increase, okay? So in 2002, we closed with a 8.5, but the next chart, in the last part of the year, this is a new that I catch this afternoon, few minutes ago, in the La Vanguardia, is a newspaper, one of the most known newspaper here in Spain. So the evolution for the last part of the year is not as strong as during the last 3-4 years. This is the impact, the direct impact of the Ukrainian war and increase of the interest rate. Okay. Forbes said that Spain is one of the best places to be retired. If we compare Europe with the US, you know that many retired people in the US prefer to go to the south, like Florida, Texas, Arizona. So Spain is quite similar. It's a good place to be retired. You have to think that we have more than near 500,000 of UK citizens living here, around 200,000 German citizens living here when they retire, and they own their own home. They used to buy a home here for holidays, and then they retire here. Okay, there are many reasons, because of the cost of the life, the climate, the climate, sun, good food. Obviously, retired people valorate the healthcare system in Spain. Is one of the most efficient in the world. This is the chart that show us that Spain is one of the fourth, in the top of the fourth countries that have the best healthcare system in the world. This is we are very proud about this. Okay, and this is more or less the people that is living legally here. But the real situation is that more or less the double of this figures is the real number of people that is living here, because UK citizens, there is around 500,000. They maybe are maintaining their citizenship in UK in order to vote or to have some properties there. In the last year, the population, or the country that is the citizens of the country that increased the most was Ukrainian people. Now there is around 250,000 of Ukrainian people living here. Okay, our cultural wealth, Spain, people that has come once or two times know that we have a lot of UNESCO designations. We have a very strong and very well tourist industry, hotels and restaurants, and we are very prepared to receive 72 million tourists during the last year. This is a news that I read a few days ago, a month ago exactly, that the increase, this is the Wall Street Journal said that the Americans are buying home in Spain more than ever before. I recommend you to read this news. They explain that the increase of the American citizens buying in Spain is very strong. Why? It's because the things that I explained in my presentation. They appreciate the Spanish way of life with good healthcare system, good infrastructures, good education systems, universities, international business schools. So they are okay. You are buying here, and many of your customers for sure are thinking in buying a home here. Some figures, okay, we are around 49 million residents, more than 3 million foreign residents, foreign citizens are living here. 72 million tourists visit Spain during the last year. The international buyers are around 16% of the buyers here in our country. The tourists represent around 15% of our total GDP. We belong to the G20 of the most powerful countries in the world, and we are the fourth economy in the European Union. This is Spain, you know. We are surrounded by the sea, the Mediterranean Sea, in the west, in the east, and in the west we have our friends of Portugal, a nice, very nice country to visit and to live to. And so, if you want to have colleagues here to work with them, we have a website named crsspain.es, where you can find our colleagues here. You can have the information about their designation. The majority of them are International Realtor members, CRS members, Green Realtors, ABR. So they are very well prepared to work with you and to attend your customers. Okay. Finally, I want to share with you a video introducing our annual event. It's a short video.
I've had the ability to attend the conference the past 2 years, and we've now opened it up so that our counterparts here in America can take advantage of a conference in Spain.
It looks like there was an old video on that, but the 2024 is scheduled for June 19th, June 20th, and 21st in Valencia. And we're going to be going. We're trying to get a group of people together. I know we were talking, Marissa's going to be coming.
Young Professional Networks is having a whole thing too. I think the day of or before, right? So they have like so the Young Professional Network has a global thing going on now, and Yeah, it's going to be great. It's actually, I put in the chat the link for the internationals, but I know that Evan also said that there's a group of you guys going from Long Island, so you may want to get in on that. I've been to Emocionante. Unfortunately, I missed it last year because I had COVID 2 days before my flight. I tested positive, which sucked, but I went to Sevilla the year before. It's just an amazing experience. It
Yes,
really is.
this will be my fifth time going, and I do want to let everyone know who's on our webinar who isn't a Spanish speaker like myself. There is live translation, so I don't want you to think that you are left out and that you won't understand what's going on. And actually, they get a lot of speakers from US conferences, and a lot of the speakers actually are speaking English as well. I think
Listen.
that concludes our webinar. So I want to thank Marissa so much for being here today. And I want to thank Francis Fernandez for recording the video for us that we were able to share.
That's great. And again, Spain is amazing. I've had the pleasure of being able to go and visit. And if you have a chance, Barcelona is very close to Valencia and it's beautiful. And the Costa Brava too, which is right below it. I mean, it's just, anyway, I love it. Thank you. I love you, Evan. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you so much for honoring with your presence.
Oh, honoring you. My gosh. Jesus.
We
All
really
right, guys.
appreciate it.
Just,
Thanks for your
I
time.
put my info in the chat. Just reach out to me. No problem. Bye. Bye.